Hi everyone, welcome to the Mama Elephant May release. This is Rena. Today is day 3 of introductions and we are going to take a look at little agenda airplanes. Remember to leave a comment on these release videos for a chance to enter a drawing to win a prize from Mama Elephant. This release will be available on May 15th. Here's a look at little agenda airplanes. There's so many cute critters here with parachutes, and some of them are on airplanes. I love the little package detail. I love stamp sets that kind of have that mail theme to it. It has some letters that look like they're falling out of the plane, a heart trail, the word hi in skywriting. The 2 sentiments are a very special delivery for you, and then also dropping by to say hi. We all know my favorite is going to be the dog in the parachute because I love coloring the Mama Elephant dogs like my dogs, like a beagle. So he is just the super cutest thing. I love how he is just hanging out in his parachute. I love it. Here is a look at the coordinating dies for little agenda airplanes. You'll notice that some of the tinier images have the coordinating die as well, like the little letters and tiny clouds. So I'll be using Copic markers today to color in the images. I usually like to mix it up and use watercolor, but honestly, my room is just still in a state of unpacking. Even though I've been here for 2 months, I just can't find anything. So I know where my Copic markers are, so that's what I've been using. So I didn't really plan out the colors. I usually like to do that before coloring, but I had a bunch of markers all over my desk, so I'm just going by memory on what the colors look like and just coloring it just with the markers that are laid about on my desk. So the dark brown color, I always like to use E23. The cat, I colored him good this time because there's a cat image on that first stamp set, Little Agenda Bus, and I messed it up and I felt so bad. So this cat image in this stamp set, I made sure to color it nice and not make a mistake. That was YR20, YR21. For the reds here, I'm using R22 and R24. The little faces in E50 with a little shading of E21. The gray, I'm using C1 and C3. I have all of these Copic marker numbers memorized because I tend to use the same colors over and over again. The little agenda series of stamps, they're smaller images, so the one thing that I like about that is I don't really worry about shading. So like my philosophy on shading is like if I don't have to, I won't. But what I like to do is like, for example, like there's a plane here and it's like a bigger image. So I'll do a little bit of shading in that just so it has some gradation and there's like a tiny bit of depth, but I don't mind at all coloring some parts of an image like using shading and then the other parts of the image just not shading and just using like a flat color. For the little parachutes, I'm doing them monochromatic, but I'm doing like a darker red and a lighter red, R22, R24, and then for the yellows, YR20, YR21, just a darker color of that shade and then a lighter color of that shade. Here's what the images look like all cut out. I just love it so much. The paper that I had it on was kind of like a beige natural color, and I really liked how the images looked against it. So that's what I'm using as the background of the sky, kind of like a non-traditional sky color. In my mind, this is like the golden hour color, but lighter. So that's what I'm using as a color in my background as opposed to using like a blue. I just kind of wanted to capture that golden hour kind of sky color when everything is kind of like like amber colored. So I did do a little bit of shading around the In the Clouds die. That is new for this May release, in Distress Oxide ink in Antique Linen. So I just kind of wanted to do a yellow sky, and I kind of liked how just that color was like against the colors that I used to color the images in. So I'm stamping out the sentiment dropping by to say hi. I typically use black for my sentiments, but I thought I would just use a different color this time just to mix it up. So I'm using some red. I'm stamping out a couple times just to get the coverage that I want. And then I also really liked that heart trail stamp, so I'm stamping that out too in red because I figured there was like a heart and I wanted that to be red as well. So I'm stamping that just directly on the card front. So this is going to be a really simple card today. I just kind of wanted to keep it simple. So I'm just directly gluing the images on the card front. I just think some images are so cute that it doesn't really matter how you put them on the card because your card's going to be cute anyways, like no matter what you do, because these images are way too adorable. So what I like to do is I kind of like to put placement without doing glue, and I'll take a picture of it so I have that as a reference, so when I start gluing I know where everything goes. The last step is I will be adhering this card front to a side folding card base. I'm just using a little bit of wet glue here, and that is it. I'm calling this card done. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have an awesome day. Stay safe, happy crafting, and I will see you tomorrow for another round of introductions. Bye, guys.